Italy, late 30s. The regime of Mussolini are sent Italian volunteers to the civil war in Spain. On the background of a peaceful village landscape, behind the walls of the old farmhouses, Florina creating its own dictatorship. Everything is run by her brother Guido, who require unquestioning obedience to his will. He believes all women around is his property, and as a rooster in the hen house, he constantly confirms this action. His young son Alberto is his problem. All is not similar to the father. He dreams of breaking free from the dictatorial care. When his beautiful cousin Gloria comes to the estate, novel flashes between young people. Guido learned that his sister is going to bequeath her estate to his unworthy son. This heralds a tragic ending. Film is directed by Claudio Giorgi. Claudio Giorgi was born in 1944 in Molinese, Italy. He is an actor and director known for La Unica Legge in Q Credo, Ancora una volta a Venezia, and American Fever. In the middle of the fascist period, Alberto, a complex boy and considered by all to be ill with nerves, lives in the family country estate with the authoritarian father Guido. His mother Anna, his younger sister Eliza, the aunt Florina, cousin of Guido and former diva of the operetta, who has retired from the stage. The real owner of the country house under whose roof they all live, and the only one with money, and the maid Ada. Guido is a true despot. He cheats on his wife with prostitute and abuses Ada. He often knocks on money with arrogance from Florina, who berate him for his mismanagement of the estate. Alberto has an incestuous relationship with his aunt Florina and a stormy relationship with his father, from whom he tries in vain to escape. The visit of a niece of Aunt Florina's, Gloria, who has a romantic relationship with Alberto, seemed to lead Alberto himself to a decisive turning point. To go to live with Gloria in Milan and definitively break away from his father's operation. Alberto even managed to shoot his father with a revolver, but none of the six shots injured the man. Guido's irascibility, however, also spilled over to Gloria, who accuses him of being what he actually is, culminating in brutal physical violence and then in the rape of Gloria, of which Alberto is a helpless coward and cowardly witness. Gloria, after having suffered the violence, pack her bag and leave the estate. At this point, Guido's behavior becomes so unbearable as to push women to engineer its physical elimination, and then disguise it as suicide. Going to the cellar in search of wine, he goes up to the upper floor of the deck, where he sees Anna, Ada and Alberto, who have already prepared a rope complete with a noose on the deck. Man is already under it by himself. Seeing Anna, Alberto and Ada on the ground floor, he begins to insult them as usual about her, but does not notice Florina, who behind her promptly put the noose around her neck and in a moment pushes him into the empty. The man collapses suspended from the rope while the clear noise of the snapping of the neck is heard. Guido is dead. The bystander will then decide to report the fact to the podesta, a fact that will inevitably be considered a suicide. Role of Gloria is played by Silvia Dionisio. Silvia Dionisio is an Italian actress who appeared in several movies in the 1970s. Born in Rome, Dionisio made her debut in the world of cinema when she was only 14 years old in the movie Darling. Her career followed with part in mediocre musical Italian movies, along with singers like Mario Tessuto, Gianni Dei, Little Tony and Mal. On the set of one of these movies, she met director Ruggero Deodato, who became her husband. They had a son, Saverio Deodato, who worked as an actor. In 1970, she played in A Girl Called Jewel, a semi-erotic film with several non-nude scenes portraying female romance. She also co-starred in The Young, the Evil and the Savage and Andy Warhol's Blood for Dracula. In 1975, Dionisio was the protagonist of Ondata di Piazza, an erotic thriller set on a small yacht, co-starring Al Clive and John Steiner, directed by Deodato. The same year, she played Ugo Tognazzi's lover in Amici Me by Mario Monicelli. In late 1970s, she starred in several action or romantic movies. Riccardo Freda cast her in his last film, Murder Obsession, co-starring Laura James. In the early 1980s, she left film industry. Her last appearance was in a liquor spot directed by Federico Fellini. The role of Ada is played by Serena Grandi. Serena Grandi is the stage name for Serena Fuscioli. Born in Bologna, she graduated in computer programming and was first employed in a scientific analysis laboratory. She started her acting career in 1980, playing a supporting role in the comedy film La Campagna di Viaggio by Ferdinando Baldi. In the same year, Grandi played the role of Maggie in the controversial film Anthropophagus, directed by Joe D'Amato. This film is well known among horror movie fans for its extreme gore sequences. After several minor roles, she took the title role in Tinto Brass Mirinda, which gave her the status of love symbol in her native Italy and set the path for her stardom. Through the 1980s, Grandi made nearly 20 films, mainly appearing in comedy all-Italiana and erotic films, but also starring in short epic such as The Adventure of Hercules and in some horror films. In 1987, Lamberto Bava gave her the role of Gloria in his film Delirium. In 1991, she married the antiquarian Beppe Accole, 20 years her senior, with whom she had a son Edoardo. The couple divorced in 1998. In the 1990s, Grandi started to back away from the spotlight. During this time, she focused her career on television series. In 2003, Grandi spent 150 days under house arrest, accused of having sold a few grams of cocaine. The case was later dismissed. In 2006, Grandi was a candidate in the list of Azione Social, a right-leaning party led by Alessandra Mussolini, but she was not elected. The same year, she published her first novel, Le Amant del Federal. In 2008, after a break of 10 years, she returned to acting. In 2017, Grandi competed in Grande Fratello VIP, the Italian adaptation of celebrity Big Brother. Tranquille, donne di campagna, a film directed by Claudio De Molinis. is set in an estate in the countryside at the time of fascism. Here lived Guido Maldini, who managed it on behalf of his cousin Florina, a former operetta actress and a wife of Guido. Their children Alberto and Elisa, the maid Ada. With a despotic and violent character, Guido exercises a certain power over his wife and children. He is obviously not a loving man, but neither is he faithful. In fact, once every 2 weeks, he goes to the nearest brothel and often forces Anna to humiliate love performances. Guido has a strong contempt for Alberto, whom he considers a spineless. After having tried several times unsuccessfully to escape from home, the exasperated boy seemed to find some serenity with the arrival in the house of his cousin Gloria. Alberto has planned to escape with her to Milan, but the plan failed when Gloria is raped by Guido under the eye of her son to prove her virility. The young woman, after the incident, leaves the house. All of Guido's family and the maid, now tired from the man's violent operation, unite to kill him, passing off his mort as a suicide. One of the best gifts from Italian cinema, Serena Grandi. Her voluptuous body have been the erotic dream for at least 3 generations of men, and her name on the movie poster was enough to make all the others disappear. Today we present her first time undress on the screen, with some clips from the movie Tranquille, donne campagna. Many think this movie is her first time on the big screen, but the soap Serena was before in the cast of Ring in 1978 with the nickname Daria Norman. The movie we present today presents the first of this cinema icon woman, and together with her the beauty of Carmen Scapita and Silvia Dionisio. In an estate in the countryside at the time of fascism lived Guido Maldini, whom he administered on behalf of his cousin Florina, a former operetta actress, and Sienna, Guido's wife, and their children Alberto and Elisa, the maid Ada. Despotic and violent, Guido exercises a power over his wife and children that is not compensated by his fidelity or affection. Every fortnight, he visits the nearest brothel. He forces Anna to humiliating love performances. He despises Alberto, a shy and sensitive young man, judging him as spineless and a cowardly. After having tried several times unsuccessfully to escape from home, the boy, who exasperation pushed to shoot at his father without hitting him, seemed to find a bit of serenity when his cousin Gloria arrived, with whom he planned to escape to Milan. This plan also failed, as the girl whom Guido raped under the eye of her son to prove his virility leaves her home forever. At this point, all of Guido's family and the maid unite to kill him, simulating a suicide by hanging. I finally got the power of understanding foreign cinema without sub. I didn't get English about this, yet I watched it for Serena Grandi. A family in Italy during the time of Mussolini, the alpha male, his 2 wives, his son, daughter, and his maid. The story revolved around the son Alberto, who was to break free from the dictatorship of his dad, who is a lustful man and thinks that the women of his family are rooster of his farm. Alberto keeps bearing his father's nuisance until when his father raped his lover Gloria, and Alberto and the ladies decide to give him a tragic death. Italy, late 30s. The regime of Mussolini in the prime of the Italian volunteer are sent to the civil war in Spain. On the background of a peaceful village landscape, behind the wall of the old farmhouse is Florina, creating its own dictatorship. Everything run her brother Guido, require unquestioning obedience to his will. He believed all women around their property and as a rooster in the hen house must constantly confirm this action. Its problem, the young son Alberto, all is not similar to the father, who dreams of breaking free from the dictatorial care. When the estate is coming with his beautiful cousin Gloria, between young people flashes novel. Guido learned that my sister is going to bequeath his estate to his son. All the herald tragic ending. Role of Guido is played by Philippe Leroy. Philippe Leroy is a French actor. He has appeared in over 150 films since 1960 and has worked extensively in Italian cinema as well as in his native country. He was nominated for the BAFTA Award for Best Foreign Actor for his debut performance in Jack Baker's The Hall, and for a Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Lead Actor in a limited series or movie for playing the titular role in the Italian miniseries The Life of Leonardo da Vinci. He was previously a decorated paratrooper in the French Foreign Legion, where he served in the First Indochina War and the Algerian War. He worked on an ocean liner as a teenager and spent a year abroad in New York City. In 1953, he enlisted in the French Foreign Legion and served as a paratrooper in the 2nd Foreign Parachute Regiment in the French Indochina War. He later became a reservist and served in the Algerian War as a second lieutenant. He was awarded 2 decorations and the Cross for Military Valor for his service. He retired as a captain. Leroy made his film debut in 1960 as a character based on Josh Giovanni in Jack Baker's prison drama The Hall. Baker cast all non-professional actors as his lead to lend a sense of authenticity, Leroy among them. His performance won international recognition and he was nominated for a BAFTA Award for Best Foreign Actor. In 1962, he went to Italy and he started working in many Italian film and TV fiction, such as Renato Castellani's The Life of Leonardo da Vinci. He also played the role of Yanes de Gomera, Sandokan's partner.